Okay, class, hello again. It's me. I'm here to explain a little bit more what the feasibility study is in order to sort of clarify things. On February 4th, you guys are to, as you see on the syllabus, you are to propose a feasibility study or a business plan. Remember, it's one or the other. By that date, you should have a pretty good idea of what you want to do for a final project. It's a big project, so I want to make sure that you guys are all pretty clear with what you want to do. That way you can begin work on it as soon as you can. You're going to place that on the course blog. Okay? Don't worry about this too much right now. I'm not giving this as an assignment right now, but I want to make sure that you guys are aware that it's coming up. You're going to put that on the blog, and then your classmates are going to respond as to any ideas or opinions that they might have regarding the situation. That way, you can sort of have it be informed collaboratively. Okay. So that's the date that has to be done. A feasibility study generally is anytime that it's done when anytime you find a problem in the community or in the state, the nation, whatever. I'm asking for this to be an Alaskan issue. Um, but you find out that there is a problem, you identify it as a problem, you define the problem, and you prove to your audience, whoever's reading the document, to see whether or not action needs to be taken. You have to define it as a problem. So you have to prove that it is a problem that needs to be addressed. Okay? For example, let's look at the let's look at traffic here in Anchorage. Look at the Glen Highway. Certain times of day, the traffic on the Glen Highway is absolutely horrendous. It takes a long time to get from Anchorage to Eagle River and even longer to get to Wasilla, where a lot of people live. So that is the problem. You have to address it as the problem. Once you've done that, the feasibility study, after it's defined the problem, the feasibility study goes into another phase where you begin to look at different examples or different avenues of a solution. One way to do it would be to look at potential solutions that other communities are using or have used to address a similar problem. Let's go back to traffic. Okay, what are some other things that people have done? In the traffic situation, there are several. One solution that is beginning to be worked on is to create incentives for employers to create a more staggered workday. So you have incentives for companies to maybe let out their workers at 4 rather than 5 or 6. Do you see what I'm saying? That way, not everybody has the same release time from their employment. That way, it spreads out the traffic throughout the day. Another thing that has been looked at is incentives for shipping companies to not be traveling at that particular time at that particular place, thus freeing up more. Another idea that people have been utilizing is monorail services, creating actual monorails that will carry workers from one town to another a lot faster, thus removing several cars off the road. Another example would be to have a more vibrant bus system that will bus people back and forth, thus freeing more space. Okay, once we've found different solutions, you would have to go into the next phase, which is showing the pros and cons of each solution, and then choosing one particular solution. One that's with traffic would be, let's look at the monorail system. Okay, we've defined that the best solution to get from Anchorage to Eagle River, and this is just an example, is the monorail system. Let's put a monorail between the two cities, or between the three cities. Once we've defined that, we go into the next phase, which is designing what is, or deciding what is the best monorail system that we could use. So then you start researching the technology. What is the most cost effective and what is best for our particular community? What might work in Chicago might not work in Anchorage because we have a different environment. We have different geographical issues and we have different weather issues than they would, say, in Chicago or in LA or in another place. So we'd have to find out what works best for us. And that's where the proposal part comes in. You have to propose that this is cost effective, that it is necessary, that it is doable, and that it is cost effective. Anytime you put taxpayer money on the line, you're going to have to prove very clearly what benefit this is to the community. This particular I made this assignment sheet from a template, by the way, so there's still some parts that are from the template. Anyways, this is exactly how I want it to be written. 12-point Times New Roman. These are the things. This is basically an outline. Some of you guys do not like writing from an outline, from what I understand. And I completely understand that because I personally do not like writing through an outline. However, the feasibility report generally follows a particular style and a particular order of operations, order of arrangement. So I'm going to ask that you follow an outline fairly carefully, okay? But you can change things if you see fit and if it is effective. Okay? A lot of these things you're going to be writing throughout the course, and I'm going to have you submit them as the class goes on. Okay? So, if you see a problem, one issue that I've seen several times has been parking here at UAA, which we all agree is awful and expensive. So that's one issue that some people have taken up. You're going to be doing one of these, a feasibility report or a business plan with a group. So you're going to be able to practice it. But you do one individually and you do one as a group. Okay? So think about it. Think if that's something that you want to do, and let me know. All right. Hopefully that clarified things for you a little.